Hello, 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 hello. Just want to try something different. But my music ain't start, but that's okay. The countdown came on. So I am just waiting for Miss Bree Reid to come on in. A young lady from Atlanta, Georgia. She is a entrepreneur slash model and journalist. So I'm just waiting for her to come on and jump in. She's gonna be a few minutes late, but while I'm on here, just want to cover a couple of dates that's going on for prayer tours. You might be seeing me posting a GoFundMe page. Georgette, who has been on here to interview me, the preacher, she is going on tour, a praying tour, going into the streets of DC, Philadelphia, New York, and DR. I will post all the dates on my platform this week, but we will be going into DC April 27th, 2024. And I also repost the GoFundMe. So we're just looking for donations um, for the 4 prayer tours that will be in different cities, 4 different cities. So if you feel free to give, please, $1, $2, $5, $10, every bit counts. But I just wanted to get that information out. And also, Dr. Shamika is also having a Women's Connect tour, and that is in June, July, September, and December. And she's going to Cali, Texas, Atlanta, and St. Thomas. So yeah, so I'll also be posting that on my social media as well. As far as for me, I have 2 vending events going on, one in June and one in May. So I'll make sure that information I'll put up there as well. So I just wanted to get some dates out there while I wait for my guest to come on. She told me she'd be on around 5:20. I guess she was still trying to get home from the hustle and bustle of Atlanta, Georgia. Them streets, I guess they're um, highways is worse like ours in DC. So yeah, so I'm just waiting patiently. So I just wanted to throw those couple of days out there for those that who wanted to attend with us and join us, and for those that wanted to donate. So yeah, so I don't have that much more going on. Just still pushing the shoe line. If you're not following me on Instagram, for my shoe line is house.of.peyton, Peyton. Make sure you follow me. You see anything, just DM me. I also have a website, and that's www.houseofpeyton.com. So you can order shoes there as well. But if you're in the DMV area or the tri-state area, I don't mind delivering the shoes to you guys, or the Baltimore area. I don't mind delivering the shoes. I just want to make sure that everything fits for you guys. So yeah, just waiting. Hey Tiara, just waiting for my guest to pop on. She told me to give her a few minutes to pop on. So hopefully she's gonna come on. Um, but Tiara, yeah, if you have anything for me to share in your ear, what you got going on, let me know so I can share it on my platform as well. Oh, here she comes. Hey, let me put her in.
How are
Hey,
you?
good, good. I had to start, with StreamYard. You put a time in, it's like boom, you gotta start directly on time. But
Yeah, my apologies.
oh no, that's okay. That's okay. I got some announcements out the way. So that's good. That's good. You look beautiful.
Thank you so much. I am going to a networking event right after this for Harper Bazaar. They are revealing the cover for this month, and it happens to be it was the photo shoot that I was the creative director for. So I'm super excited, and that's going to be
Man.
later.
Well, congratulations. Well, let me open us up in a word of prayer before we get started, because I know you have to go, and I know everybody's time is money, so I don't want to waste your time. So let me open up in a word of prayer. Thank you, Lord, for this day. Thank you for this young lady in front of me, God. I just pray that you remove me, you step in, and we just get a great interview so that my viewers can know how to follow her, support her, and just let her tell everything she have going on, that whatever young adult or youth is watching, that if they want to be in the fashion world, that they know how to get started, and just know that anything and everything is possible. I pray for traveling grace and mercy for Bree once she gets off this interview so she can have a great time and go be celebrated. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you.
Oh,
I
no problem.
appreciate that. Hold on, let me turn this light down. I think it's too bright. Okay, there we go.
All right, all right. So I always give a little spill because this is really my
Yeah.
first time meeting you on camera. But I sent this young lady a pair of shoes and she did a great review. So I just want to say thank you. And at the end of the interview, I'm going to ask you what I can do better because you're already in the fashion industry. I'm trying to get into the fashion industry.
Okay.
So I'm just going to pick your brain a little bit after the interview, but I want to make sure we get this interview because your bio was amazing. Amazing, amazing. So I just want to
Thank
get this
you.
interview out because it's great. So I always ask the question, who is Bree Reid?
Bree is a confident, bold, the girl who dresses to impress, the girl who does not dim her light for others because of others. Bree is the chocolate girl in the pink suit. I I am Bree, the professional winner.
Okay.
And the professional winner isn't someone who is constantly winning. A professional winner is someone who wants to improve, who's constantly, consistently, and almost obsessed with elevating, growing, moving forward, forward thinking. That's a professional winner.
Okay.
So, and that's Bree.
Okay. So with with all of that, how has the past couple of years been? I know we with the COVID, how did that affect you spiritually, personally, and professionally?
Honestly, COVID, the whole quarantine really elevated my mind. I was already going through a spiritual journey around 2018, and 2020 was the right time for me to be able to sit, think, and decide exactly what I wanted to do, who I wanted to be, and really
Mm.
kind of confirm those things with myself because I had the time, I had the moment to just do nothing but think, and it was a blessing. I'm really glad I had the moment to do that because I was really all over the place. I was 23, 24 years old and really just all over the place, not really having any solid footing in any industry. Well, I was in logistics, but it really wasn't where my heart was. It was just a paycheck. And it really catapulted me into what you see, with who you see today. So
Wow.
I 2020 and COVID was a blessing in my life because it
Wow.
just paused the world for me.
Wow.
So,
Okay. So where was you born and raised?
I was born in Fairbanks, Alaska. My father was in the military. He was a Air Force Ranger. He was a PJ, which is basically airborne 911 for the military. He was hardcore. Straight up badassery. Dope man. And he was stationed in Alaska. My mother lived there for 4 years, and that's where I was born. And my father's from East Atlanta, so we ended up back in Atlanta, Georgia, when I was less than 1 years old, and that's how I kind of just stayed here. I moved around, but Atlanta was home around 2003, and I never
Okay.
left.
Okay. So being raised in Atlanta, Georgia, hot Atlanta, as everybody say. Can you give
Yes.
me? Can you give the viewers a little positive attributes about your city and what they,
Yes, I love Atlanta.
carry?
Atlanta is the Black Mecca.
Okay.
Atlanta is the land of opportunity, and it's a place where you can come and you have no choice but to make some money. You can go to any city and make some money in Atlanta, in the space of Atlanta, because it's so diverse. It's so many types of people around here doing so many different things, and in so many industries. Like, you have no choice but to just hop in and, just take a ride somewhere and see where you land. And it's a fast city, and you got to keep up, because it can trip you up now. You got to have some discernment, because if you don't, it is. I'm gonna just say that. I mean, that's really any city, anywhere you go, you have to have strong discernment. But Atlanta has got to be a little bit more stronger. But either way, it's a place of opportunity and a place where you definitely can make some money and elevate yourself and make a good life.
They said that
Mhm.
Atlanta's coming to Black Hollywood.
Yeah, I can definitely say that. This is definitely the space for entertainment and movies for tax purposes, and it's a good place to live. And I definitely have great things to say about Atlanta. So,
So
except
how
the
did you
traffic.
oh yeah, your traffic is horrible. Your traffic is horrible. But I think any city you go to, you're gonna have DC traffic is horrible, New York traffic is horrible,
True.
California, Los Angeles. So I think any city you go to, you're gonna have traffic because you're gonna have a lot of people. But how did you get
Yeah.
into the modeling and being a fashion journalist? How you get into that field?
Oh wow, that is an amazing story to tell. I get so excited. I get goosebumps a little bit because it's it's quite interesting. So I was a very shy, very introverted child. I was not someone that really liked to make new friends. I really just wanted to be in my corner, reading my books, drawing my pictures, and keeping it pushing. But my mother, who is a marketing guru, did not want to raise a child who was so shy and in her shell. So when I was 15, she got me a makeover. I wore glasses, so she got me some contacts. She changed my whole wardrobe. My mom's an amazing stylist. So if anytime you see me outside and I'm looking fabulous, my mother probably styled me and put her flair on
Wow.
it to make it, cool. So she definitely had a big impact on my model career. We got a flyer in the mail one day. I was 16, 17 years old. And the flyer was for a pageant. And she was like, she encouraged me to do it. Like, you should do this, Bree. Like, I think this would be good for you. We can just try it and see if you like it. If you don't, we don't have to do it again. Just try it and see. And she made it super exciting. Like, I liked to dress up, and my mom did too. So we used this as like a bonding time. And yeah, so she registered me for the pageant. It was the Teen Georgia Peachtree pageant, something like that. I was 17. That was almost 12 years ago. Um, so I did it and I won the top
Wow.
prize. My very
Wow.
first pageant. Had no idea what I was doing, but I just knew all I knew was to just be myself. And I almost felt like every time I got on the stage that I was a whole nother person. Because I knew I was, even though I was a very shy person, I had that competitive beat in me. And I don't know, I felt like I was a whole nother person. Like how Beyonce says she's like Sasha Fierce on stage. Like I felt like I was a whole nother person. Like my alter ego just came out and performed and
Wow.
spoke through me. And it was obviously good enough to win top title. So that top title moved me to the international segment, which was in Orlando, Florida. So now I'm competing with Miss Bahamas, Miss Brazil, and I'm like, whoa, how did I get here? Am I like good enough for this? Like, even though I won first place, I was still questioning that because again, I wasn't sure if it was like a one-time thing, like that I just get lucky. But no, I won top 10 out of I believe it was 70 contestants.
Nice.
So to get top 10, like it that blew me away. Like in an international pageant, I'm just a girl from Clayton County. I have no idea how how I got into that space, but I did, and it truly opened up my mind in a way that I never experienced before as a child. And it showed me my capabilities. and that there's no limits to anything that I can do. If I decide that I want to do something and put my best foot forward, this is it. And I kept going, but pageants were really expensive. And my mother, being a single parent of 3 girls, like it was no way I could keep doing that, on her budget. So I had to stop and I got a job. But it just kind of like moved out the way, because even though I was really good at the pageantry, it wasn't, sometimes like the girls were really like coming for blood in the pageant world. Like it the connections that I was having with some of the girls just wasn't great. And I was like, do I really want to go back into that space? Not really. So I was like, let me just go into editorial, fashion model, and see what happens from there. So I just started going to castings, trying to get signed with agencies, and just auditioning as an actor, and just going on to just different spaces in the entertainment fashion world to see what stuck with me. And I absolutely loved it. And I've been doing it ever since. But it's been times where I've quit and did not want to go back to it. But when something's for you, God makes things come back to you in different ways. And that's what kept happening. So I realized after a while, I'm like, well, maybe this is for me. I'm gonna just keep going, because God keeps pushing these things my way, and I'm not gonna ignore it. So here I am today, still in the fashion world.
So how did you become an entrepreneur? Because you still model, but you're an entrepreneur as well. So how did you fit that in there?
Yes. So I was not expecting it. Yeah. So I wasn't expecting to be an entrepreneur. I come from a family of entrepreneurs. My grandparents on both sides are own their own businesses my entire life. So working with them every summer since I was like 8 years old, I guess it was just kind of meant to be. But 2020, when I had the moment to really sit down and figure out what Bree wanted, I I decided that entrepreneurship was it, because the corporate world would have I didn't see myself being happy in the corporate world, because I'm too creative. I'm too out there. I'm too bold. I'm a rule breaker, but I'm also a rule maker. So I knew the corporate world wasn't for someone like me, because it would have I would have been stagnant, and I wouldn't have been able to, it would have been a ceiling. It's too many limitations in the corporate world, unless I was in the C-suite. But of course, I'm not going to start off that way unless I have my own business. So that was my thinking when it came to that. Yeah. And it's been 4 years now.
Nice. And how did you come up with the name? How did you come up with the name?
Yes. So the name, God gave me the name. He gave it to me in a dream. Yeah. So I had an entire dream about my academy. He showed me what I was going to be doing, how I was going to do it, who was coming to my schools. And at the end of the dream, all I saw was BR. BR. So I'm like, okay, Bree Reid Academy. That's a little obnoxious. Like, I didn't want to call it my name. But then I just meditated some more, prayed on that, and Be Ready came to me.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
So God said that He's been preparing me to be ready for this industry, because when I had this dream, I'm thinking, God, you want me to open up this supermodel school? And I'm not even a supermodel yet. Like, what am I supposed to do with that? And He was upset that I questioned that, because I felt so much vibration in my body. Like, and then I had a dream that night saying, oh, you think I'm weak? Do you think I don't know what I'm talking about? I said, oh, I would never question any of this ever again. So I did all my paperwork, all my legal paperwork, and got the academy up and out. And I created the program. Um, I found some girls who wanted to be models, and I think I had one student at first, and then it turned into 5, then it turned into 10, then it turned to 15, and it was just like, wow, okay, here we go. We're on a ride here. So the name definitely came from a dream, and God presented me with Be Ready Academy, and here we are.
Wow. So how does it feel to be able to give back to the youth and the young
Oh,
adults in your city?
that's everything to me. That is everything because I come from a single parent home. I come from a place. I'm in this. I was in the suburbs, but Clayton County really wasn't the top, county for school districts and grocery stores, and you know what I'm saying. Like it was a minority county, so
Mhm.
we didn't have all the resources that you need when it comes to elevating and learning and being able to travel and things like that. So I my mom would always tell me, like, I wish I could do these things with you and have you guys learn in these kind of ways, and which was like traveling and being able to go to plays and getting cultural knowledge, not just what I see every day. And I went to an all Black elementary, all Black middle school, all Black high school. So all I knew was the people that looked like me, which I greatly appreciate because it really helped me understand my culture as a Black woman. So it helps me have a better understanding of what we need as people and how I can provide that. So I'm very happy that I grew up in that space. And I'm able now that I'm grown up to get the cultural knowledge and wisdom that I have now, to be able to bring those things into the community that I have. I work with an etiquette school right now called the Elite School of Etiquette,
Mhm.
and we're teaching them dining etiquette. And BR Academy also teaches communications etiquette, how to leave a message on the phone, how to type up emails, how to speak to someone when you're in a networking event. Just a complete overall 360 communication curriculum. And I also teach like how to dress, like dress for success. When
Mhm.
you are going to an interview, these kids do not know how to dress for an interview. And what I see sometimes is absolutely crazy. Like they don't know and they need to know. And for our community to be able to elevate the way that I see that we can, these things have to be taught in the school system. So now I'm looking to work with nonprofit organizations to bring these programs into after school, and in several school districts, Clayton County, APS, so that it can be done. And I believe it can, and I'm working on it now. And this year will most likely be that year where we make that happen. So I'm
Okay.
excited.
That's great. Yeah, you got a lot of things going on.
Yes.
So being in your industry, sometimes people don't understand fashion world. They kind of misjudge it, especially at
Yeah.
a professional level. What does being in the fashion industry mean to you?
It means creativity. It means open space. It means art. It means there's no wrong way. It's your way.
Mhm.
Fashion is an individual thing. Fashion is what comes from someone that saw something on the street, saw a building, saw some colors on a flower.
Yeah.
Fashion is free. Fashion is
Mm.
freedom. That's
I
fashion
never,
to me.
I never looked at it like that, but I guess it
Yes.
is because you can create what you desire. I
Yeah.
never looked at it like that. Okay,
That's
okay.
why you become
You dropping some nuggets down in here, Miss Bree.
yes, that's how you become a trendsetter, just like that.
Wow. So I know you spoke about the event tonight. Want to say congratulations
Thank
on your
you.
showcase with the Harper magazine.
Mhm.
But can you explain what that meant for your writing, for your brand? I mean, just being chosen for that magazine and for that spread, how does that elevate your brand? and where you want to go next?
When I say unbelievable, I mean beyond my thinking. Happy just isn't the word. I'm ecstatic. I'm again just I can't believe it. I was an intern when I got this job. When I got this opportunity, I was just there to help around, see what there was really no creative. I wasn't supposed to help with the creative direction, but when I realized when we were having the Zoom meetings, there were some things that was being said that was completely wrong because I'm a model. I know what it means to be in the model world and what it takes to and what it takes for things to look like in that end, on that end when it comes to organization, what the creative tactics are taken to be able to for the models to understand what the vision is. Um, so I use my model skills to help them because the people that were on this team, they were creators, but they weren't used to seeing it from the model side of things. So I kind of gave my advice. They were open to hearing it, and they really loved my ideas that I gave that I was just really trying to help them with. And after two more meetings, they were just like, you know what, Brianna? Oh, I'm sorry. My name is Brianna, but please call me Bree. But when I'm in my
Okay.
professional world, sometimes they call me Brianna. So sometimes I'm like, ah. And they was like, you know what, Bree, we want you to be the creative director because we love how your ideas that you're coming up with, the styles, the colors, like everything you're saying, just it fits. And you obviously know the ways of the fashion space. So they gave me full range.
Wow.
So I took over. I immediately made a Pinterest board of all my ideas, sent it out, had them revise it. They didn't change one thing.
Wow.
One thing. They kept everything that I made and created. And we got they hired the makeup artists, the hair people, the models. We had pageant queens. We had Miss Georgia and no, actually we had Miss USA and Miss Teen Georgia as our models for this campaign. So that was incredible. And we had a set producer to create the set for us, and it was a dream. I just again could not believe that I was in that editorial fashion space doing what I absolutely love to do as an intern.
Wow.
Again, I don't know how I got there, but I did and it worked out. And now they're revealing a whole cover with the campaign that was the creative director for. So, whoa.
Wow. That's good to put on your resume. That's
Oh,
something
for
exciting.
sure. And you know it is.
Yeah. That's a huge blessing to put on your resume. So do you
Mhm.
write? Do you write for a fashion magazine
Yes.
on a daily basis?
Not on the daily. When I was an intern with the same company, it was during Fashion Week here in Atlanta. So they paid for me to go to these fashion shows, take notes, write up some things for them, and they would send them out to other magazines and see if it would get picked up. And they
Mm,
did every single time.
wow.
So again, me trying new things and just trying things out shows me that there's no limit. If I just put
Mm,
my best foot forward and submit and put it out there, I feel like it always works. And I don't doubt myself because doubting myself is doubting God. And He already told me, don't you do that. Nuh-uh. You think I'm weak? No, I don't. So again, I do my best with everything that I do, and it seems to always work out.
Okay, okay. So I wanted to get back to your company because I was going to skip
Yeah.
this question because you kind of touched on it a little bit about
Mhm.
what you do with your students. But I wanted to ask, I guess I wanted a little bit more. So how does your company empower youth and young adults? because I mean, you're on the journalist side, you on the model side. Um, like you said, you're on the etiquette side. So I know with your company, Be Ready, there's so much information that you can give to these kids. So yeah. So how do you empower?
So my entire program is called Define and Design. So I help my students define who they are presently
Mm.
and who they want to be in the future. So once I
Mm.
help them get an understanding of who they are and who they want to be, I create intention for them. So I help them visualize and help them find a path to purpose. Oh God,
That's good.
I'm getting emotional. I just
No, I
love
mean,
that.
no, that's good. That's
I
good.
just get so emotional because it was something that I needed during that time of me going into the model world. And the fact that I could create a program like this for other kids is just absolutely incredible. And I'm so happy to be able to be the person who's God fearing and is aware to be able to teach these kids this.
I'm
And
sorry.
once they go through the divine, it's okay. Thank you. I'm not gonna mess up my makeup. But once they go through the process of defining who they are, they go into the design process. So that's the more if that's the taking action section of the program. With their intention, now what are they doing with that? So I create opportunities to help them design this person that they want to be. So I have competitions for them. I have castings and auditions. I put on runway shows and things to get them excited and wanting to just elevate and grow, because if you're not growing, you're dead. And I want
Yeah.
them to always have that feeling of, I want to improve, I want to be better. And they learn that so deeply that they want to teach the next person. They
Wow.
teach their friends, they become leaders.
Yeah.
That is my purpose for this.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's great. That design is great because you got to know who you are, and if they
Yeah.
learning that early on, then that's a
Mhm.
great thing. That's a great thing. Are you gonna expand that? To different cities. Because I
I
mean,
plan on it. Yes, I plan on it.
that's good.
I'm
That's
gonna,
good.
register as a nonprofit organization this year and see how I can, bring more funding and creating a bigger team for that to happen.
Okay, that's good. I have a young lady
Yeah.
she's a good grant writer. I'll send her your video, so maybe you guys can connect and stuff.
Okay.
But that's
I would love
great.
that.
So, what have been some of your biggest obstacles that you have
Oh.
came against in the entrepreneur
Mm.
world, the modeling world, or the journalist, or just in your life period?
I would say overall would be like letting things go. I'm a Virgo. I am 100% a perfectionist. I like things to be classy and in place. And, I'm a little OCD, so things have to have routine. It has to be in, structure. So when things are not that way, I have the tendency of kind of keeping those things in, being upset about it, and, just letting those things linger. I'm learning to be open enough to let things go and be more present in life and not be so anxious about the future or so worried of what happened in the past. Like, let's focus on what happens now. So I'm becoming more of a moving forward and trying to let things go. I guess I'll be more on the spiritual space. As an
Okay.
entrepreneur, um, I would say building a team would be the hardest thing right now, the biggest obstacle, only because I want to find people that are just as driven as me and just as passionate about fashion and the community and teaching the youth and, just generational wealth. And I don't mean that in a money way. I mean that in a knowledgeable way, giving the next generation more knowledge of what is possible for them because we have gained this and now we're passing it to you. So that would be the best, the I guess the obstacle I have for as an entrepreneur is building a team, because finding people not necessarily like me. I don't want anybody like me. I want people that can do the things that I don't like to do.
Right.
Or that's just, I want to do the CEO stuff. I don't want to have to keep teaching and creating and adding to the curriculum. I want to have people on there again who are on the same thinking, very much aware in the spiritual space, in the physical space. So that's the biggest thing right now.
Yeah, it'll come. It'll come.
Yeah.
Like-minded people, they'll come.
Yeah.
So what have been some of your biggest achievements? I know we talked about your spread in the magazine, but I'm pretty sure you got more.
Yeah. I would say graduating college a few months ago in December, I graduated from Georgia State with a journalism degree.
Okay.
I was not planning on going back to school. I dropped out back in 2017 because I was going to school for all the wrong reasons. And I gained so much anxiety, depression, stress when I went to college and was like, I think I'm good on this. I don't want to go back. But again, when God gave me this vision of this school, I was going to be spitting out supermodels to the point that they're coming back to me to help brand them. And either them or their parents were coming back to me to help them manage their careers and figure out how to, get things going and contracts and negotiate. So God told me, you need to go to school. I said, say what? Okay, what am I going for? So this is a 3-day process conversation that I had with God before I did this. He said, well, from what the dream and how I broke down the dream, it looked like public relations. It's like these people want me to help brand them and connect them with the right people. So I'm like, okay, PR, I love to write. So I'm going to go back to school for journalism and concentrate in public relations. And that's what I did. I graduated in 2 years.
Wow. Okay. So you driven. You real driven. You're driven. When you put your mind to it, you get it. There's no
For sure.
And that happened with your mom. Your mom being your first person that's put you out there in a pageant, and you was driven to get it, and you got it. So do you believe you're operating in your passion or in your purpose, or do you think it's both?
For sure, both. 100% both. It's not even a 50-50 thing. I feel like they intertwine so beautifully, because as a BR Academy founder and director, I love to teach. Modeling has been in my life for so long. I know enough about it to pass some knowledge on to the next person. And I love to network. I love to communicate. I love to meet new people. I love to travel. So that goes along with modeling and public relations. It's within the same space. And the fact that you can do public relations in the fashion and beauty world, and which is exactly what I'm doing. Anytime I walk in a room, they think I'm a model, which I am. But then when I start talking, they're just like, oh, you're smart. Okay, what else do you do? So I let them know I'm in public relations, and then we get into a whole conversation about that and see how I can help the next organization with the services that I provide. So yeah.
Okay. So being an entrepreneur, a model, a journalist, what does self-care look like for you? Because you're busy. So, and as women, we need our time. So what does self-care look like for you?
Oh, wow. That's several things. The first being sleep. Just sleeping in is self-care for me. a nice hot shower, some really good food, and just in my bed watching one of my favorite shows. Um, the next would be going to my grandparents' house. My grandparents live in Brunswick, Georgia, and we go to St. Simon's Island and just hang out at the beach and eat crabs and drink margaritas and just chill and hang out and love on each other. Like, I love my family so much, and their support and their love for me is just incredible. Like, it's literally what people pray for when it comes to love, and just being around them just pours back into me. So it's incredible. So either laying in bed or hanging out with my family.
Okay. So who is your role model?
Oh, wow. I have a few. Okay, so I would say my grandmother. She is a fashionista. She is a leader. She is wise. Ooh, honey. Sometimes I think to myself, I think she's psychic because she can feel energy like it's nobody's business. Um, she's adventurous. She's classy, but she's also private, and you know, she can check you when she needs to nicely. She's everything that I want to be. She's incredible. She's a
Wow.
business owner. She's owned a business for over 50 years, and
Wow.
she ran that. She did everything from payroll to running the business to physically being in the business, and while also teaching the grandkids the operations of the business. She and cooking, being the grandmother, just she's everything. She's
Wow.
everything. When it comes to a woman, when I think of a black strong woman, my grandmother
Grandma.
is who I think
Wow.
of. She is my role model.
Yes.
She
I
has
love
taught
it.
me so much about God, about myself, about life. She told me something when I was 13, two things. She told me I I talk too much. First of all, it's I'm gonna I was one of those kids that responded to hear myself instead of responding to understand what's being told to me. So she told me I was going to miss something really important one day that could probably save my life.
Mm,
So I need to start listening better because I was always ready to react instead of listening.
mm,
And she was so right. Changed my life when I didn't understand during that time, but as I grew up, I'm like, oh, that's what she meant, huh? And once
mm,
I understood that, she moved on to the next thing, and the next thing was, you are human in this realm. You are born to make mistakes. Just
mm.
learn to take accountability and don't make the same mistake twice. And that's been
Wow.
stuck with me ever since. I will never forget it. You see, I was able to just say
Wow.
it, and it still sticks with me. It was 6 years ago.
Well, okay, Grandma.
Yeah.
Yes.
Grandma
And
is everything.
classy at that.
Yes. Yes, honey. She's one of those women, she'll pull up in a fur and you
I
be
know
like,
that's
hold
right.
on.
So what is next for Bree? What is next? What is next for you?
What is next? Oh, so I'm going to get ready to bring my program into the school system, and I want BR Academy to be an after school program for young people who want to be in the fashion industry, who want to learn how to be in dining areas of etiquette with high people, kids who want to learn culture outside of their culture.
Mm,
And I think that's important. I'm trying to figure out ways on to make that attractive to them. Um, Supermodel status is what's next for Bree.
okay.
I am on the path of going to Paris Fashion Week as a model, London Fashion Week as a model. I'm not quite
Okay.
sure how we're going to do that, but as you can see, you know me, I'm going to figure it out, and it's going to happen.
Okay. Love it. Let me know if you need any shoes. Hello.
I will.
Let me know if you need any shoes. So, what events
I
do
will.
you have coming up that you would like to share and that I can share on my
Yes.
platform?
Absolutely. So I have a book signing. I have a book launching event in May 15th. That's a Wednesday. I wrote a book. I am a co-author of a book about spirituality, entrepreneurship, healing. And my chapter is called The Professional Winner. And I explain a few of my experiences of what it took for me to get to the space that you are seeing me in right now, and how to maintain that space and what it takes to maintain that, and what exactly a professional winner is, and how to become that person, that individual. And again, that is on May 15th, 2024 at 6 p.m. at the Rice Center.
Okay.
And I'm very excited. This is my first book, so it's definitely a milestone for me. Um,
Okay. So I
I'm
didn't even know. I didn't even know about that. You ain't say nothing
oh
that
yeah,
in the bio about you writing a book. You're an author too. You ain't say nothing about that. But congratulations. I gotta get that
thank
information
you.
so I can post it and purchase the book as well. So great.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. That is
Yeah.
awesome. I think we
And
have an author on here. I think Tierra Graves is still watching. She's a self-published author. She self-published
okay.
her own books, and she also helped my girlfriend get her book published. I interviewed her last week. But yeah, congratulations. We got to have you back on to discuss the book and talk about the book.
Absolutely. I'm excited.
Okay, wow.
And this summer, well, back in August, I'm planning a fashion competition. So it's going to be a runway competition. It's going to be a model. Actually, it's going to be a model competition. But I don't know if I'm going to do designers yet, or if I want models to come in their best, you know, fashion, like their style, what really speaks to them and how and their personality. But it's going to be it's going to be a cash prize for three winners. And that's going to be in August. It's a secret location. I don't have it. Well, I don't have the date yet, but it's gonna be really dope. And I think a lot of people would really be able to uh, elevate their or it'll bring opportunities to their model careers, because I'm going to have agencies there. I'm going to have movie directors, movie writers, people that are in the entertainment and fashion world that can be there to network or cast for their next events and see what happens. Because even if you're not a winner, you can still, someone could still you could catch someone's eye who's in the audience and just like, hey, I really think you're dope, and I have this opportunity, and so I really want it to be a networking, but also something that can really bring out models and show them, show the world what they got.
So is it only for
So
the
I'm
Atlanta
excited.
area, or are you opening it up to the world if
I'm
you're a
opening it up
model?
to the world. It's
Okay.
whoever wants to come out, but it'll be here in Atlanta, but
Right.
it'll be open to whomever wants to compete. And for the cash prize, it'll be three winners, and see what happens. And that will be in August. So I'll have more information about that
Oh
later.
yeah, please look.
Probably.
That's like a Atlanta trip. I would like to come out and support you. Yeah, I love Atlanta. Great.
Yeah.
So if
Thank
you can give
you.
my viewers how they can contact you, how they can follow you, guys. If you're in the industry of fashion, modeling, this young lady is the person to follow and watch, because she's have a
Yes.
lot of opportunities coming on. So if you can give us your information, I'll make sure it gets put down in our interview. So whoever want to support, come out to your shows, or even want to get into the modeling world and need advice, I think you're a great person to get it from.
Thank you. Absolutely. Okay, well, you can go to my website, which is Reid, Reid.com. And you can find me on Instagram at Reid, and Facebook, same thing, Bree Reid.
Okay.
And
Okay.
that's it. Mhm.
Easy. That was
And I
easy.
update my blogs, like I have poetry, I write poetry. So if you want to like read things, or you can see what's next with me. If you have any, I have advisory, like I have, you can reach me on my BR Academy. So it's the website has everything that you want to know about Bree on there. So
Okay, cool. So we're gonna wrap up a few minutes. Can you leave my viewers, my young adults, my youth, some encouraging and wisdom? Even though you dropped a lot in this interview, but can you just leave my platform with some encouraging words?
yes, I would say everybody just seems to want to be perfect these days. Perfect in beauty, perfect physically, perfect spiritually, and perfection is boring, you guys. There's nothing, it's an empty canvas. There can be a perfect board, but what's on the board is what's going to really matter. So I think we need to learn to let things go, not try to be so perfect, because being yourself is how you become the professional winner. Being yourself is how you get on the stage. Being yourself is how you get the looks and the attractions and the oohs and the ahs and I like her, I like him. How can they get them? How can I get them on my stage? So people can see fakeness really quick. So if you just be yourself, not try to be perfect just because you think this is the way it should be, no, just know that that's not your area. If it doesn't work out, move along and find what works.
Yeah,
That's my wisdom for the day.
that's good. That's good. So we have a couple of comments. Like I said, Tierra Graves is on here. She said, professional winner, love that. And then we also have Cookie Graves on here. Anyone helping
Yeah,
kids is a blessing from God. Keep up the good work. Thank
thank
you, ladies,
you.
for watching it. They're both authors, actually, that
Awesome.
have written books. But yeah, but thank you. But I wanted to ask you, I have a question. It's a personal question about my shoe line. What do you
Okay.
see? I'm not sure if you went um on my website or not, but being in the industry of fashion, you out there, what advice can you give to me as a newbie in trying to get into the fashion world through designing shoes? Um, what advice can you give to me?
Okay. So I instantly thought of fashion shows. So when I do big fashion shows, um, the designers need the models to match. So they'll get the same type of shoe for every model. So if there's 50 models, they need 50 of the same shoe. So if
I
you
didn't
could be that shoe person or that shoe vendor for a show, and they pay top dollar.
mm,
And most of the shows that I did that with were in New York, though. I don't think Atlanta is on that level yet, unless some of those people come down here to do a show like that. But most of the time, when they want models to match, which is in most in editorial or high fashion shows, they want to match like that. So I'm gonna put that bug on your ear. Um, if you want your shoe to have more engagement, I would send them to people again like myself. See what kind of person they are to see what kind of shoe to send them and have them do the same thing that I did to get, some engagement, get more eyes on what you're doing. Influencer marketing works. Like
okay,
that's a good way, that's a good strategy. But it can't just be anybody. It needs to be someone who has the following, someone who consistently is posting and has the knowledge of what fashion is and knows quality when they see it.
okay, okay.
Mhm.
So did you really like my boot?
I did.
Okay.
I love
I
your
heard that
boot because
my cousin did tell me about the box. The box could be a little bit better.
yes,
The
the
package,
the
yeah.
product,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
It just needs to be stronger. It was kind of broken when I got it.
Okay.
And I like to
Okay.
keep my shoe boxes.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
You're
you. Yeah,
welcome.
the boot
And
box.
your
Yes,
boot is
I
perfect for a tall girl.
huh?
I meant to say your boot is perfect for a tall girl as well, because usually when I buy thigh high boots, they don't go all the way up to my thigh. They will stop
Oh,
at like the top of my knee. So you have a great quality shoe too. The
Oh,
leather is absolutely perfect. Like it was great. I love the shoe.
okay, great. Thank you. Thank you. But that's all we have for this evening. Thank you for coming on. I thank you for
You're
testing my
welcome.
product out. And I'm going to be following you because, woo, you're going to be in Paris. You're going to be in
Yes.
Paris. You're going to be in Paris. We already speaking that in the atmosphere. But I just thank you for taking out your time because I know you're busy in those Atlanta streets. And I look forward to meeting you personally because you're such a great young lady. Such a
Thank
great young
you.
lady. So, and I know I can learn a lot in the fashion world through you. So, whatever, however you want to use my platform for your school, please let me know. You can use it however you see fit with your students. That's another way of public speaking and
Mhm.
communication, them getting interviewed and being on somebody's podcast. But yeah, but I thank you for just coming on and sharing everything you have. And when you launch the book, I need that information as well
I'll
about the
send it
book
to you.
signing. Please, and
Yes.
congratulations on that as well. You're doing
Thank
your thing.
you.
I know your mom and your grandmom is proud. I know they're
They
proud.
are. They
Yeah,
are.
yes.
I am a
So
product of them.
yes, so I thank you. So thank you guys for joining. I know the interview was a little bit early, so for those that came in, thank you so much. For those that's going to catch it on the replay, make sure you follow, and I'll make sure I put all the information. I'm looking at two screens because I'm on Instagram and on Facebook and all the other ones, but I can see my Instagram as well. Thank you, Sadija, for joining as well. I don't know who the Blue Knight is, but thank you for joining on Instagram. But yeah, so have a good evening because Lou is
Thank you.
hungry. And stay tuned, and I'll make sure I post all those dates that I spoke about on before Bree came on. So Bree, stay on. Have a good evening.